Hello.
I do not hear. Oh, hello.
I think I can hear you. Can you speak again?
Hi, what's up?
Okay, it's working. Hi. How's it
What's up?
going?
Yeah, it's pretty good. How about yourself?
That's good. How was your day? Let's start off with a small talk.
That was pretty normal. Nothing out of the ordinary, I guess. Went to
Okay.
went to TAFE. Uh, went there from 9 till what was it 1:30? I think they let us off early though. So,
Damn, off the bat. Okay.
uh,
TAFE, huh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that later, definitely. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, okay. To try to get rid of this, try to shake this awkwardness off right now.
Yeah,
This is our first time talking in not complete privacy, but yeah, one on one. And
yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to have this done so that I know your vibe and I'll know how to behave while I have you as a guest on the stream.
Okay,
Yeah, so that's why it was very important for me to do this before the guesting. Yeah, and now that we've done it, yeah, we'll be able to figure out what we could talk about in the stream also.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So this is somewhat on an interview on you.
I feel honored.
Are you used to this kind of thing?
I don't think I've ever been interviewed before, like in to such a
Yeah.
extent, if that
I
makes
mean,
sense. Yeah,
yeah, I get you.
not recently.
Yeah. What do you mean not recently?
Like, like, also what I'm looking for. Like, I've never been formally interviewed about anything particularly, but I've sat down and had sort of interview like discussions before, but nothing in the past like 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So I have a lot of questions that I wanted to ask you during the stream when you were streaming. But I saved
Uh-huh.
it for this occasion.
Ooh,
Yeah. But
I'm excited.
yeah, before we begin this whole thing, let's just familiarize ourselves with each other.
Uh-huh.
FYI, I do stutter a lot and extend words because I'm really careful with my words, and sometimes I blur out something in Japanese and I don't realize that. And you might sit there thinking, did I speak in English or did I speak in a foreign language?
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, stutter's probably not the right word that I'd use for myself, but I don't know what it is. I think it's because I stopped reading like years ago, like properly sitting down and reading. So I like
Oh my god, I feel
sometimes I'll
you.
just
Yeah.
stop and be like, "What's the word I'm looking for to describe this thing?"
Exactly. Yeah. That's the same problem I have as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, to start it off, since I don't think you know much about myself besides what you've seen on my stream, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. How much do you know about me?
Uh, uh, not much.
Not much. Okay.
Just that your online name is Shishimaru, and I'm unaware if that's your actual name or what
That's my
Shishimaru means.
yeah. That's my online persona. It came from a anime show. There was this dog called
Okay.
Shishimaru. It pretty much means lion, and it was so cute. So I started using the username as that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's cool. It's really unique.
yeah,
So is it pronounced Shishimaru or Shishimaru?
yeah. Shishimaru would be the typical way that the Westerners pronounce it,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
So
I
whichever you,
just I just sort of strung it together as one word, but no. Okay, I see what you
yeah.
mean.
I mean, with languages, as long as the other person understands it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But I do prefer people calling me shy though because it's short and quick. But yeah, whichever you prefer, it's fine. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as I know you're talking about me. Okay, so yeah, I'm living in Brisbane. You live in New South Wales, right? Somewhere near
That's the
Sydney,
one, yeah.
maybe?
North of Sydney.
North of Sydney. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you have NB. Wait, you have NBN, but you're struggling with your connection, right?
Yeah, it's not so much that I can't get access to the speed. It's just it's really inconsistent and it drops out
Ah,
every like 2 or 3 hours. I think I've had for the past 2 days. I've had really good days where it's been really good, and I'm like, oh yes, this is it. Here we go, and then it will just drop, and I'll be like, no, ah.
Right. Yeah.
So so yeah, I do technically have the MVN, but it's just inconsistent as hell.
Right. Yeah, I don't have that yet. Well, I don't have NBN yet.
Mm.
So connection's really slow here.
Yeah, because you got the 480p, but your stream's still like really entertaining, so it's still good. That's,
Yeah, so my stream is mainly sound focused because I can't rely on the frames. It keeps dropping.
mm.
Yeah, I gave up on that a while ago. Yeah. But once I get that up, I'll be able to game properly
Hmm.
online, maybe. One can only dream
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, the dream.
of having a stable, fast connection.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So living in Brisbane City, I am 25 years old. I've been wondering what your age is.
I am 19.
19. Oh man, I
Hmm.
would have guessed younger.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Most people do. I think I have a younger like face,
Mm.
and sometimes my voice can come across a bit. Sometimes my voice can come across a bit younger, but yeah, most people usually go to the 16, 17 sort of area. And then
Yeah.
when I was 16 or 17, people would be like, "Oh, you're like 14 or something like that," you know. Like,
Does that get
and I'd
annoying?
be like, "No." Sometimes
Mm.
I think it's a little bit better online because people sort of. I think some people expect that,
Yeah, yeah,
but
exactly.
some
Yeah.
people will look a bit older or younger than they actually are. So it's more of a gray area online. But yeah, in real life, people are like, "Oh, so you must be still in school." I'm like, "No."
Yeah. There was this other thing that I wanted to follow up. Yeah, you mentioned TAFE. What do you study?
So I'm studying film and television at TAFE.
Oh, how fitting.
Yes.
Is that why you're so skilled with the whole transition and the stream? Because I thought that was very
Um,
unique for your stream, like compared to others.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I suppose for me, a lot of people, I've had that from a few people that people are saying, oh, it's really interesting what you're doing with the stream. For people to say it's really unique, and because I go and explore streams with similar content, there are quite a few people that do not the exact same thing, but
Yeah.
they follow similar avenues with their I suppose you could call big animated style
Yeah.
of like visual effects. But yeah, I am into like filmmaking and the video editing side of thing. So the only thing is that because I only have access to a certain like visual quality that I can put out because of the MBN and
Yeah.
because of its inconsistencies, if I like overload it, then it drops down and blah blah blah.
Ah.
So I'm not like really pushing out there with some of the let's see, I can give some examples. Some of the overlays, right?
Yeah.
So I have some color overlays in there and that sort of thing. That stuff's really easy to do. I do most of that through OBS. But then you've got the transition, which is I'm revealing all my secrets. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just something in Adobe After Effects, and it's actually an image which I'm then like cropping in and out. It's very simple,
Yeah.
but you add some sound to it and everything like that. You key out the background, all that sort of thing, and it's sometimes you don't need something like overly elaborate to be consistent. And I always think about where should I be putting in the most effort, because a transition is a transition. And
Mm.
I think one of my friends said it really well, is a transition has a purpose. There has to be a reason that you're transitioning. You don't just do it because it's a transition. Sometimes you'll have a longer or a shorter transition for different reasons, that sort of thing. But yeah, back on trailing back onto the question. Yeah, I'm really into film making and acting and film editing and stuff like that, visual effects, the
Okay.
whole array of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know why I never asked you this before, but you do have a channel, right?
I
For
do.
YouTube.
That's the one.
Yeah. I don't know why I
Yeah,
never asked you this. I haven't checked it out yet, so I'll do that
that's
right
all good.
now, just in case I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
have a question that I want.
yeah, it's all good. I've got a bunch of stuff on there from TAFE as well as just some like highlight reels and whatnot.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So for this course that you're taking, how long does it take to complete?
So there's different levels. So there's certificate 3, certificate 4, and diploma.
Right.
That's the ones I have access to at TAFE at the moment.
Yeah.
So certificate 3 is the one I've already done. I did last school term. So
Yeah.
the terms are different there. So it's the 2 terms over 18 weeks. So that's 1 semester. The certificate 3, which I already did last school term for a semester, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. I've already done that, and I'm in the middle of the Cert 4, which is the same period of time, but there's more classes. So it's 3 days a week, which is what the other one was as well, but it's just different time. And so that one will be another 18 weeks. And then I'm not sure about the diploma. My end goal from this is basically I'm planning to move to Sydney to study because there's a lot more film schools there that have
Yeah.
access to professional gear and all that sort of thing.
Right.
And I just can't afford to move there at the moment, so I'm basically doing this to keep my skills refreshed and whatnot.
Huh. Okay. All right. So, um, not too long to go for your course right now, then, and then you're gonna move on to Sydney.
Yeah, if I can afford it, it'll be next year if I do, and if not, then I'll either go to diploma through TAFE or I'll just hang out and work for a few months.
Yeah. Get some
Because I'd
experience.
rather exactly, yeah, I'd rather complete the higher level stuff in Sydney because that'll be more, I think, hardcore is the word I'd use to describe it. It's
Yeah.
it's very relaxed at TAFE, but yeah, the environment, I've done some open day courses at a few places, and they're really elaborate and fun and interesting. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah,
And the more challenging the task is, the better you get. Also.
that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to be ambitious. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So I asked you about the TAFE thing, which I never thought I would ask because I didn't know. There was something else that I wanted to ask you, but while I think about it,
No rush.
I'm currently looking through your channel, and you seem to keep it very updated.
More recently than say, so because I tried live streaming on there, and it's very difficult to pick up traction
Yes,
on
I
YouTube now.
know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I started streaming on Twitch, I was at this website called YouNow, and yeah, that's where we moved from. I've been streaming there for almost a year. Although it's a good place to attract attention from people there, it's also such a toxic place as well, full of drama.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we just had to eject out of that community onto YouTube at first. But on YouTube,
Hmm.
nobody's there for the live streams. It's mostly just people watching videos, and nobody really thinks about
Yeah.
going to YouTube gaming or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of my audience told me, well, tried to convince me that we should move on to Twitch. I didn't listen until a few months later when I just pretty much gave up on YouTube live streaming because it's always the same audience. We're not really growing much.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Twitch is
Yeah.
such a, yeah, it's such a good place.
Twitch is definitely the way to go. I think it's a lot easier to build consistently because some people on YouTube you can you can get an interest from viewers and that'll build based on like recommended and that sort of thing. But it's really difficult to get into the algorithm that way. Whereas with Twitch, it's a lot easier because people will like take time out of their day to go into certain game categories or like Twitch live streaming categories,
Yeah.
and they'll not hunt people down, but investigate.
Yeah, yeah,
They'll investigate different like lower tier channels, and then that's always a good way. Because I always say to people now because how many do I have? So I have 239 followers on Twitch, and this is from September last year, I think, or November. I'm not sure. I think it's September. I think I
Right.
started on September the 22nd. And then my channel's been really all the new subscribers to my channel has been through me going, oh, I have a YouTube channel on Twitch. And nowadays I always say, oh, how did you find my channel? And most people will always say I was just scrolling through this section or blah blah, mainly the IRL section.
Mm.
But yeah, it really shows when it's difficult to. You have to have, because there's the thumbnail game of being able to have that top tier eye catching thumbnail. If you
Yeah.
don't have that, then your video is just going to disappear into the dust. And some of them, like I'm just looking at the videos on my channel now. I haven't really been bothered by too much because I'm not trying to build my YouTube channel with the purpose of that being my main source of entertainment
Yeah,
or output of entertainment. Definitely, yeah. Twitch is definitely where it's at in regards to that.
yeah. I had trouble letting that go as well. Because the first platform that I really exposed myself on was YouTube, and I try to stay
Oh yeah.
committed to it. But lately, it's been very troublesome, I should say,
Hmm.
with this
Okay.
platform. Yeah, so I've been focusing a lot more on Twitch these days. I've been, tweaking a little. Anything that I can tweak on with the OBS and also some other, consoles that you can use. Yeah.
Mm.
So as you said, yeah, I learned through the experiences that I've had with the amount of attention I get from like Twitch compared to YouTube. Yeah, I learned to just let that go. Like working too hard on the videos.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you sorry? Are you asking me or
Oh no. I was just saying.
no? No, you just like
My
yeah,
experience is like that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my next question was going to be when and how you started streaming on Twitch, but you did answer when.
Haha.
So
Yes.
how did you find your
Okay. So
first like few?
yeah,
Yeah.
my story of my yeah, that how the flower of Twitch bloomed in my life. So um, NBN's coming up, and I've always live streaming. I think it must have been 2 or 3 years ago when I discovered this like live streaming element, and I was never consistently on. I was always on YouTube. I never went to Twitch
Yeah.
for the purpose of watching stuff. I think I only ever went over there when, and this is something I'll sort of add on to in a minute. But I only ever went on there when I saw PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds of Doctor Disrespect.
Ah.
Now I'll talk about that in a minute as well,
Uh huh.
right? But I knew I wanted to stream. I knew I wanted to do gaming stuff or like have an online presence about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like that's when I decided I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. And the NBN started to like roll out, and I was like, okay, this is my chance. I'm gonna have a consistent internet. I can look into these avenues. So I started looking stuff. I did a bit of research, found OBS, found why you need an encoder. Here I am thinking, why can't I just click live and all this other thing.
Okay.
And then once I got to that stage, I started on YouTube. There's some of my earliest videos are just hour to half an hour, really bad quality streams because I had no idea what the settings meant or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was going for regarding what was going to be unique about me. But I knew because of my my here I am looking for words.
That's alright.
My experience in acting, I knew I could be quite a big persona, and I have trouble with being loud in my house just because being loud is obnoxious.
Mm.
But when I can, I'll often be, big and sort of. I think recently a really good example is I just did some extremely crazy green screen stuff last month or so, and that was getting it's really obvious when you see big personalities doing what they enjoy, and that will just build views consistently. So eventually I started to sort of, I wasn't nervous, I wasn't quiet, I didn't really hold back as much, which is I think one of the key things when it comes to streaming is once you figure out how to target your audience's interests, you really like hammer in to those sort of things. So it took me to about, I want to call it February. So I started September 22nd last year. It took me till about, so I wasn't doing daily or monthly streams. I'd do it once, twice. I think I did it maybe 4 times in the first month, and
Right.
then stopped for a while, and then came back like the second. I wasn't consistent. I think I started getting really consistent in February, where I was like, all right, I'm building. I can't remember when I got affiliate on Twitch, but once I got that, or once I could see my numbers climbing, I was like, okay, this is where I start to have a little bit of consistency. and I haven't made a schedule because I can't keep a schedule because of my internet's inconsistencies.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So it's this one thing that's holding me back.
It's the internet.
Um, yeah,
All
pretty
right.
much.
Mm.
Because I understand how you can like you said, your audio game is strong, and for that people will still like come, and your video quality isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like Twitch's encoding for visual elements is so much better than YouTube.
Yes, it is.
When it comes to live streaming, it just looks better. It's cleaner. I don't know if it's because the window's smaller or what it is, but it's better.
Yeah.
Um, and I there's like I used to basically just drop down in quality, like visual quality, over the duration of the stream, just so I could keep streaming. But now I basically put my foot down and say I will not go past this bit rate
Mm.
because it will not be visually pleasing, and I cannot entertain in
Yeah.
that way. So I'd say that yeah. So my purpose has always been to entertain, and my strongest period has been from about February till I want to say the end of May. It dropped down a little bit recently,
Okay.
but that's just because I just got busy.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, you got TAFE and
but
like
yeah,
maybe
exactly.
social life. Yeah.
Yeah, TAFE, work, social life, all that
Mm.
sort of thing. But on a side note, the thing I mentioned about seeing Doctor Disrespect is he wasn't like insanely big, but because he had a YouTube and people were making content of him and clipping him and putting it on YouTube. That's another way that you build a channel, because Twitch can piggyback off of YouTube in the sense that if you're entertaining enough in short snippets and people see that, and then that you make compilations or that sort of thing,
Yeah.
it will come and people will come to Twitch. And that's the reason I came to Twitch. I never went there for anything else.
Yeah.
Beforehand, it was never something I was really aware of. I knew people did it, and I was like, oh, it's just another platform. YouTube is the king because it's YouTube.
Yeah.
But now I see, I hear about Mixer and all this other stuff, and I didn't even know YouNow was a thing until
Yeah.
just now. And so I think, especially with Ninja,
Mm.
seeing that like extreme growth,
Yeah. He's a giant now,
it
huh?
reminds. Yeah, he's. I think he's a. Let me check. He might be at 8 million. I'm not sure.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why can I not find his channel? Has
That's
he
alright.
deleted
Yeah.
his channel? No.
Right. So
Let's see.
Ninja.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, I was wrong. He's at 10 million followers.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And this makes me think back to the days of I sort of compare it to PewDiePie, not in the type of content,
Mm-hmm.
but in the growth sense.
Yeah.
So you had these one-off big channels, and there's still people in the gaming and in the IRL sort of world on here that get that sort of popularity,
Mm.
but it's not for as long time. And you look at people. I don't know if I'd compare Ninja to what PewDiePie did, where he just picked up and he just kept going. Like, I'm sure at some point, once Fortnite becomes somewhat obsolete, Ninja may struggle. But
Yeah. He does have that. Yeah.
he's got connections. He's done a lot of networking,
Mm.
so I think he's got a good business mind about it. But I'm comparing it to say 2013. I want to say, or whenever the period was where basically YouTube became something that the rest of the world was aware of. It wasn't just an online thing that people who use the internet went for.
Yeah. It was
Like
around then, huh?
people,
Yeah.
yeah. And with this massive rise, there was other people, and they saw this, and then people started. The market's oversaturated now on YouTube. Basically, if you're not there, you're not going to be there for quite a
Yeah.
while.
It's
If
very hard
you're
now.
lucky,
Yeah.
yeah. With Twitch, people are now coming, but it's not as oversaturated, and there's still unique people on here. And so I think I consider myself quite lucky. I'm only very small. Like, it's, I don't want to sort of call myself high and mighty and say, oh, I'm going to be massive or whatever like that. But
Yeah.
I,
But it won't stop you from
I
being grateful for where
yeah,
you are
I'm
right
very,
now.
exactly. Yeah. I'm very grateful for the fact that I've snuck in, I think just before, because Ninja had a following, but I didn't know who he was until Fortnite came around and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, same
and these
here.
people just pop out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And I've basically got my foot in the door at the moment, and I'm building, not slowly, sorry, not consistently, just slowly enough, but
Yeah.
I'm basically in the ball of Twitch users. I'm not. I don't consider myself like a. I sound so up myself, but
No, you don't.
um,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't feel like I'm someone that's come late. I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I think I'm just on time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see what you
it feels
mean
like
though. Yeah.
it's a good period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, there was a lot to branch off from there. Yeah, so many
Yeah,
questions just piled up, and I
I
don't
just
know
kept
where to ask from.
talking.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it gives me more materials to work on. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So NJ
Yeah.
cheese.
Yes.
Why?
NJcheese.
Yes.
Well, a lot of people see my name and they think the NJ stands for New Jersey because typically that
Yeah.
abbreviation is that's what it stands for, New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yeah.
But NJ
Mm-hmm.
are my initials backwards, so JN are
Oh.
my initials for my first and my last name.
All right.
Um,
So the
and I
cheese comes
I was
from.
liking cheese.
Oh, okay, that's
So
it.
yeah, so it pretty much. So I've had this username for ages, but I specifically in my bio I talk about I have a thing that says, why did you come with NJ cheese, and I explain I really like cheese and feta cheese is my favorite, and it's sort of like
Really?
a feta cheese. So I'm assuming you know what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I really like I could live off that. I could live off that shit. That's so good. Just like on anything, it brings me joy. But I was like, all right, well, I think it used to be originally. I remember way back when I would like play games on my dad's iPhone. We're talking very far back.
Yeah.
Um, I first had the username of CJ Cheese,
CJ cheese, huh?
and I don't know why, but I think it's because at the time it seemed to have a better ring, CJ Cheese,
Mm.
and I don't know if that I obviously I eventually changed it, but I've had it forever, and so the reason this NJ Cheese plays is just because this is me playing games and doing stuff, whereas my channel is NJ Cheese, which is me on the channel, so
Yeah.
to speak. So that's the only reason there's the NJ Cheese plays. But yeah, the origin story of my name revealed.
Thank you. Yeah, because I was dying to know. Yeah. I was just very curious about the cheese part. I thought it held a significant meaning to it.
Nah,
Yeah.
I just
You
really
just
like
love
cheese.
Okay. All right, that's good
Yeah.
enough. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. All right. And this other thing though, while you were talking about the whole, how you started off and what you think of what's going on with like Ninja and PewDiePie and all that, yeah, yeah, we don't need to expand on that since they're just other content creators and not really about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
man, where did all my notes go? I've been looking for it the whole time, but yeah, it's fine. All right. So, just to get you familiarized with the way the guesting goes in the stream, how it's gonna look like is just well, I'll have you in the background, like you've seen me like put up a koala or mantis in the background before.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where you're going to be.
Okay.
And yeah, you said that you could stay on for an hour. You think that's still the case?
For the stream, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah, absolutely.
you don't have to stay the entire time. Yeah. I do know that, everybody have their own thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I should be able to stay on for like an hour or so. So, or until I get boring or whatever. Yeah, I'll be able to stay on for however long.
I had a question with you and Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Do you network at all? Like, do you go to other channels and like talk to them,
Um,
see if you guys could collaborate, etc.?
that's a good question. I'll trail this back into my early stages of growing as a channel. So
Yeah,
I've never intentionally networked or gone into a channel and sort of said, "All right, I'll become friendly." Because so my approach, if I had an approach in to like um deliberately growing my channel by like not advertising in like a selfish way, but advertising would be that I'd go in and I'd spend time there. I'd get people to know me, and like I'd become a familiar face. And then I sort of drop it in. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go stream now, but I never sort of go, hey guys, I'm
yeah,
streaming on so and so,
yeah. That
sort of
that
thing.
gets annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'd never want to be that guy. And
Mm,
I know when people come in here and they just sort of drop it, and I'm like, hold on a second, no, goodbye.
yeah.
Um, but I got friendly in a few people's streams early on before or just after affiliate. I can't remember. Um, and this is people with like 500 odd followers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So not so bigger than me, but not
Not
immensely
too
big
big.
where
Yeah.
I grow, not where I grow 2,000 followers or something.
Yeah.
Um, but I become friends with them, and basically they like what I do. They actually the streamer themselves goes, oh, I want to watch you. Hey guys, go over and watch this. So that's how I've unintentionally networked, is that I've been a fun person to have in the stream
Yeah.
through Discord or like in a chat, and then they'll say, this guy's awesome, go follow him, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose I've never outright gone and networked in that way.
Okay. Yeah. So you've been politely, sharing the fact that you were streaming in another stream, but you
Yeah,
weren't doing it in an obnoxious way. That
yeah.
many kids seems to do these days. People who doesn't
Mm.
understand, like
Yeah, no, I know what
how
you
the
mean.
manners go. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a few problems like that in the past as well. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, I mean, I do get where it's coming from though. Like, you gotta put yourself
Yeah,
out there,
absolutely.
but you gotta put yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta put yourself out there in a correct order.
Mm.
Yeah, there's
It's
always
very
that order.
difficult to yeah, it's very difficult to grow just by, because what I find is I was actually thinking about this last night
Yeah,
when it was funny. I don't know if it's because I was thinking about when I'm going to be on doing the interview thing or whatever with you, but I thought about, why do people come into live streams instead of videos? Or why do people go to videos instead of live streams, right?
yeah,
The reason is that with a video, you can go wherever you want in a video, and it's guaranteed that you can find a place to be entertained,
yeah,
right? And if it's not entertaining, you move on to the next one. Now, with streaming, the main difference that I have noticed is that if you're not if you don't have something that's interesting, or you're not entertaining, then people aren't going to stay, because they don't have control over. They have control to make input into it, which is one thing that satisfies people, but they don't have control for instant satisfaction,
yeah,
if that makes sense. So I find that, I can't remember where I was making this point from, but like,
yeah. You make it sound
oh,
like
to grow.
yeah, watching a stream is little less predictable
Yeah,
for an outcome.
that's
Yeah,
I suppose that's what
yeah,
I mean. But to have a really quick successful growth, in my opinion, and this is really difficult to do,
yeah,
but a really quick and successful growth, you have to constantly be entertaining, because this is the other thing. No thumbnails. The thumbnails are made by Twitch as the stream goes on, and if you're not engaged or aware of like how much energy is going on, or the vibe of the stream, that sort of thing, if you're doing your own thing, that's perfectly fine. And I do my own thing at the moment because I'm still testing the waters. But
yeah,
if someone was to go, all right, I need to grow quickly in the next 3 months or something, they'd have to do like daily work. They'd have to daily work, daily
Yeah, you gotta be always
streams.
there so that people can
Yeah,
always find you. Yeah.
yeah, you got to be constantly energetic. Like you can have down periods, but you have to have entertaining down periods and that sort of thing.
Mm.
And yeah, it's an interesting way of looking at it, but I think that's not everyone's successful in that, right? But if I had to like pitch to someone how to grow quickly, that's what I'd sort of say.
Yeah, but that's kind of a double-edged sword, isn't it? Like,
Mm,
uh, when you overwork yourself, where does the passion go?
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta have that piece of you. Um, you gotta have the reason behind it being because you're enjoying yourself. You can't just do it for the sake of it.
Yeah, exactly. I
That's
mean,
the other reason I don't have a schedule is because sometimes I just don't feel like it, and I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, whatever.
yeah, it's good. It's good. And
Mm.
yeah, I used to have a schedule as well, something a bit more tight than the schedule that I have right now, which is like 4 days a week. That was a thing that I used to have before, and even before that, I used to do every day of a broadcast
Okay.
on this other platform that I was at. But it was easier for me at the time because I didn't have a huge following. Oh, not that I have a huge following
Right.
now, but compared to
Yeah, but
now,
in comparison,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, compared to now, I had more in the other platform, and it was a different, very different audience from Twitch. Thereafter,
Hmm.
yeah. So what you were saying with Twitch and what people look for in live stream, right, is entertainment. So you got to be always
Yes.
entertaining. Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that on Twitch, but
Hmm.
with this platform that I was at before, it was very conversation focused, right?
Okay.
That's why I'm like this. That's why my streams are like that as well. Yeah, because
Hmm.
we were founded on a platform where like talking to each other was the main focus
Yeah,
of the
yeah, I
stream.
get you.
Yeah, it's not the gaming. Yeah, with Twitch, it's
Yeah.
founded on gaming, isn't it?
Yeah, but there
Yeah,
is there is like, as you're aware, the IRL category, right?
yeah,
That's always like I go into the popular channels, and you've got Fortnite, and you go along as a bit more whatever's popular at the moment. But IRL is always in the top 10, I find, or at
yeah,
the least the top 15,
yeah,
and that's because there is that market.
yeah. There's an audience
Um,
for that. Yeah,
exactly, yeah, and so that's still, yeah. When I was talking about, I think the word I was using of entertain might be a bit of a broad term, but
mm.
because some people don't watch, like I don't watch Ninja particularly, but I'm fairly certain it's not that he's big and over the top and stuff. It's that he's very skillful
Yeah. He's
and
talented.
very
Yeah,
yeah, he's very talented in his gaming skills and that sort of thing. So for a lot of people, that skill is entertaining to watch.
yeah,
That's the way I'd word it. Some people can be an entertaining persona, and people like I come back to Doctor Disrespect. He's an entertaining persona, and he's not always on top of the game. But when he is, you see him switch, and he goes not quiet, but he'll zone in on that because he knows he's on this, like he's now got the other part of his audience to focus on, and so
yeah,
with the IRL, because that's all about the social side, you don't necessarily have to be big and out there and that sort of thing. You can just be yourself, and there's that audience of people that come into IRL streams just for that, just to like have a conversation, that sort of thing.
yeah,
So yeah, so the word that I use, entertain, I think is a bit, can be sort of exchanged, but yeah.
yeah. Oh man, yeah, it gets deeper, huh? Like with
Mm,
YouTube though, YouTube is um what entertains people is it can be skill based and also personality based, right? It's something similar to
mm,
Twitch, but it works under different rule. Yeah,
yeah.
since you can edit videos and upload it and yeah, like
Mm.
make
You can
yourself
choose the path.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it feels less genuine but more entertaining as long as the
Mm.
person who's editing the video makes it entertaining.
Yeah, to some extent,
Yeah.
some of the content is a very mastered and directed version of what you could consider reality TV,
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
because people, I hate reality TV, and I don't think I watch reality TV style channels
Either.
Or not style, but
Yeah.
with that theme of like, it's all the best bits and it's all timed right and that sort of thing.
Mm.
I don't watch those sort of channels. I'll watch gaming channels, or I'll watch personality channels depending on what I'm feeling like. That's the other thing as well. You have a this is the thing. So the following, we'll call it following.
Yeah.
Just for the following, the group of channels that you follow on Twitch are not always around. Like the type of content, people don't go on there to watch 4-hour long
Yeah.
replays of your stream after you stream. It's when you're active, and that's all it is. That's all they have to go off of. With YouTube, if you have been doing it for a year, let's say you have 500, 600, 1,000, who knows, whatever, subscribers on YouTube. If you have that and you're not active for a week, people can go back and watch your older content without feeling like it's effort, because unless you do like insanely long videos, but
Your pieces of
but yeah,
you is always going to be there to entertain.
exactly. But with streaming, it's always got to be fresh and new, or it's got to be consistently interesting.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's the two different sides.
Man, didn't mean to get into all the like philosophy of the streaming shit.
Of how it works.
Yeah, it's so
behind the
fascinating though.
Twitch.
Yeah, because I never get to
It is
talk about
very-
this with anybody else. Yeah.
It's very I don't have any I do now. I have two friends that I know that stream consistently and do it as like a passion, not as like a job or anything like that, but as like a passionate.
Yeah.
It's what they sort of are really interested in, what would like to do for their future for the next few years, sort of thing. But when I started off, I had no one to talk to. I was like going in, out of the frying pan into the fire, I guess, of not really, like, from YouTube to Twitch, and not knowing anything about how the internet corresponds with your broadcast. And I always try and go and watch back my broadcasts, and I'll go, why was this wrong? Well, I don't understand it. And that's how I learned. And then I also did research and found channels and yada yada yada.
Yeah. But what I found through streaming for almost 2 years on different platforms, I've learned to just embrace the errors and turn it into an entertainment. I think it was a couple of months ago when I found this streamer on Twitch who was streaming Skyrim, I think. And yeah, she lived in Australia. I think she was living in Melbourne. And she was just constantly worried about how the connection's going to give because of where she lived. And apparently it's like a dorm where everybody shares the network.
Okay.
Yeah. But
yeah.
yeah, so what she was doing in the stream was she's playing the game, but she continuously worries about the network, so she keeps talking about it. And then once the connection started to lag, she had this minor panic attack. Yeah, so that's not my definition of entertainment. Yeah, so that's exactly, those mistakes that I see in other people as well, I take it in so that, I can improve on that as well, so that I don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I've sort of adapted.
Yeah.
Oh, you go.
Yeah, but you can't help yourself sometimes because, like, you can only take in so much frustration.
Exactly.
You just have to let it go sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I eventually was like, okay, you know what? I can't access better internet for a while. I'm gonna have to deal with this. How can I work this into the stream? Like, that's the only thing I can do.
Yeah.
It's going to be a part of it. And so I literally have, I think you've probably seen it, I have an internet like disconnection.
Yeah, I've seen it twice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty
yeah, it's common. It's common for Aussie streamers.
Yeah.
Common occurrence.
And so I just have that as a way to. I remember one time I got so frustrated that there's some clips of it, but they're all a little bit like pixelated and stuttering and stuff like that. But there was a stream where I got so mad, and I was I just kept rolling with it, and I was so surprised because I was just doing all this dumb stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and people kept coming, and I was like, why are the viewers still coming? Like, what is going on? And they stayed, and they were like, this is amazing. The music makes this hilarious, and I'm like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
how can I keep this up? Because the internet's so bad. Like, what? It's just sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Mm. Yeah.
But
It doesn't choose when it comes. It just comes, and
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't fight it.
And sometimes you just got to embrace it.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, once I embrace it, I sort of, I'll know as well. I've started to pick up patterns, and so now I can sort of recognize, if it cuts out early, I'm gonna have to stop and just not do that for that day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll cut out, and then I check back 5 minutes later after stopping, and it's back, and I can do it for another 3 hours. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Explain what? Yeah. So.
Man. But we are slowly improving, though. Yeah, with the network, it seems.
Mm.
Yeah. Although I don't feel any, progress in my
What
neighborhood.
are you on?
I think I'm on Telstra, ADSL 2
Mhm.
plus.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the best connection we have over here. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
I used to
can
be on
imagine.
NBN when I used to live in a different neighborhood, but we had to move because it wasn't our place. It was my aunt's place.
Yeah. Okay.
So we needed a bit more privacy because I scream my lungs out. I wake everybody up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, man, it feels so good to be able to talk to another passionate streamer.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
I never had this release before. Yeah, like an emotional release of like
Because no one else is gonna understand it.
Yeah, exactly. Like people who watches don't really understand the struggle that we all have to go through as a streamer. Yeah, unless they streamed before. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yes, shall we move on to a different topic? I think I had one. Yes, I did. All right. So, I don't know if this is too personal for you to talk about. I'm usually careful with these topics, so that I'm not
That's
stepping
right.
out of boundaries.
I'll say if I'm.
Yeah.
I'll say if I'm. Comfortable. So it's all good. Far away.
Yeah. So, okay. Is you as a person in real life any different compared to yourself as NJcheese on Twitch?
That's a very good question. Yes and no.
Yeah.
I'll explain. So I think the side of me that is on Twitch is the more realistic version of what I would like to be.
Right.
So, and around my friend and stuff like that, I'm still like dumb and goofy and all that shit. But I'm like, within society, and when I get to know new people and stuff like that, I'm a lot more tamed, and I know, I can't just be like, be myself, but I can't.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll use that. That's a good one. I'm more civilized
Yeah.
than on stream when it's uncivil. No, it's uncivilized. But no, yeah, I'd say I'm not. I think I definitely have a switch that I flick. But it's not something that's new. It's something that's always sort of been there. So it's the bigger, more over the top version of myself, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm not really like making anything up, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually
So yeah.
On a similar like state as you, I guess. Yeah, with the whole because the whole reason why I have this creepy ass logo and name myself as Shishimaru online is because I wanted to be a better self. Yeah, it's pretty much the same reason. Yeah. So I just wanted to know, just out of curiosity. Yeah, just in case,
Yeah, I think that's the most comfortable Because did you say 2 years you've been technically live streaming?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I think I keep using the word new, but I'm always referring to myself when I say that.
Mm.
But I'm trying to think of a better, broader term to use for people who are still discovering live streaming and like how to do it consistently and discovering themselves on a stream. Like some people will come into the streaming game and go, "All right, I know what I'm doing. Let's go,"
Mm.
and they'll do what they'll do. They'll do their thing.
Yeah.
But when you're brand new, fresh coming into it, you don't really know what to do except, and I bring this back to try and be entertaining. So of course you try and be yourself because that's who you want to be entertained. You want to be the entertaining one.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to relax, I guess.
Yes.
And so a lot of people, yeah, you and I included, we'll let our inhibitions thrive, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be what you want to be that you can't be 24/7.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
when you're off camera, you can just
Yeah.
tone down on that.
I've got a little analogy I like to use. I haven't
Okay.
used it in a while, but I think you'll understand and appreciate this.
All right.
So this comes with me having different OBS scenes and different, because I'm green screening it. I've got different backgrounds, different scenarios, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that I'm running my own TV show. It's like a live TV show, and I'm the star and the producer and the editor and all that sort of thing.
That's how I
that's
see
the
it as well. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the analogy that I'll sort of give to people sometimes when they say, what's it like to live stream? And I'll say it's sort of like being in. And the reason I use TV shows because it's live. The only other thing that I can compare it to is a live TV show.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it is, because you could run a television program off of this. You basically have different cameras set up, blah blah blah, transitions, all that. It's literally like, yeah, it's a broadcast. You're broadcasting yourself over a network. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Man, yeah, we have improved on that part, like technology wise. Yeah, we can do this and like entertain people. Maybe turn it into a career.
Yeah, that's the hope, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the goal of this whole game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh god, I lost it. There was this other thing that I want to ask you. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I think I covered everything so far. I feel like I've gotten to know you far more than I could have ever gotten to know you in the stream. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's very difficult.
Mm.
In that regard to get to know. That's the thing, I guess. We're starting off. When you start off and you have low numbers, and I still have low numbers.
Yeah.
Consistent viewers. I mean, you get to sort of interact a lot easier. That's the problem I find. There's a channel I followed recently that had 1,800 followers 2 months ago, and now they have almost 3,000.
Wow.
Yeah, they picked up real quick all of a sudden, and they barely see me in chat as much anymore. They still, and it's difficult. They have like over 200 people in sometimes, and I'm like, oh wow, he's doing it right. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
But it's really obvious when it becomes a struggle. And big streamers do it all the time. They instead of looking back and forth, they'll have periods where they will sit down for 5 minutes and read chat.
Yeah.
And then once it's funny, they may do that, but you'll notice that as soon as that happens, the chat just goes,
it explodes,
flies through the roof. Yeah, because everyone's like, oh my god, he's watching, notice me. And I always, it's almost like something, you don't dread being popular, but you dread not being able to give everyone equal attention, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, okay, I remember now. So
Yes,
you did start streaming from September, you said, last year, right?
September last year.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Around that time. Yeah, so you started on Twitch earlier than I did. And I did have a few questions that I wanted to ask to people who are experienced on Twitch, because this one guy who recommended me to move over to Twitch, he kind of started off around the same time I did as well. But then again, he's the one recommended it, so he must have been, watching other streamers for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some part that he doesn't understand either. Okay, so questions.
Far away. Mm-hmm.
What are the significance of the follower count?
What do you mean?
Because once you get affiliated, to be affiliated, you need 50 followers, right?
There's a few different things. I think you have to have a certain average viewers, 50 followers, and there's one more thing. I'll check. Hold on.
The frequency of the streams, right?
Yeah.
How often
it should be in my
stream.
notifications.
Yeah.
It's weird. I got path to affiliate twice for some reason.
Oh, okay.
It like in my notifications, and I was like, did I lose it?
Yeah, that happened to me as well. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I got path to affiliate 5 months ago. It could be 6 months ago, and then I also got it last month. And I don't know why, because nothing changed. So it's so that's path. Okay, so path to affiliate. You have to reach 50 followers, stream for 8 hours, stream on 7 different days, and have an average of 3 viewers.
Yeah.
So the 50 followers is the hardest because you can stream for 8 hours, you can stream on 7 different days, and the average viewers as well is difficult.
Yeah.
And then just for comparison, the path to partner, which is the next level up, is you have to stream for 25 hours.
That's not
which
too hard.
I've streamed for.
Yeah.
I've streamed for 82.31.
Holy Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be since affiliate.
Yep.
Stream on 12 different days. I've done that. And then this is the difficult one. Have an average of 75 viewers.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
That's so difficult.
Yeah.
My average is 4.78.
I think I got about the same amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
And 75.
That one.
So you gotta have at least you gotta at least peak for like twice. Like when you have maybe 100 viewers or something.
And it's based weekly. The statistics are done weekly. Once you reach.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Sorry. No, it's a 30-day performance.
Oh,
so maybe
within that 30 days, once you reach 75 average, you can just focus on the other thing.
Perhaps my 82 hours is in 30 days. That doesn't seem. I'm not sure. Perhaps they just kept from statistics prior. But yeah, and then there's a bunch of other
you stream for that much. You're on frequently.
Yeah, I try and be on. I've started now to target different time zones. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what was the question about? Was it just about
the follower count? Because like you said, you're targeting different time audience, right? Like people who lives in America would be sleeping around this time because it would be 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Yeah, something like that. People are still on, but yeah, about that.
And like people in UK would be waking up about now, and like Aussies don't tend to wait. I haven't seen too many Aussies on this platform except for the streamers. So maybe that's just me not spending enough time on this platform. But
could be,
yeah. But yeah.
So you're saying what's the significance of the follow account?
Yeah, because that doesn't mean that you're gonna get the same amount of viewers every single time, right?
Oh, you mean the follow? Okay, right.
Yeah.
Do you mean the amount of followers or the amount of viewers?
The amount of followers.
Oh, sorry, not amount of followers.
Actually, I don't even understand what I'm asking, to be honest.
That's right.
I don't know why I asked this.
That's all good. Because you said the follow account, and I think you meant follow amount.
Ah, right. Sorry, the way I spoke. Yeah, it must have been me. Yeah.
No, that's okay. Yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
Okay, so there's three statistics.
Yeah.
And now I'm actually going to see if I can bring up a command in my chat. I can't. I can't check now. Oh wait, yes I can. It says on my. Sorry, I'm silly. So I have. Let's see. This is a nice statistic. It's just I don't mind giving out my statistics on this. So I have 239 followers.
Yep.
I have 7 subscribers. So that's 7 people that have done the different amounts of payment to subscribe, and they get emotes and whatever. And I have 5,827 overall views on my Twitch
And that is a
channel,
lot, yeah.
which is, and people always say, "Wow, you've got so many views." And I've never really looked at it and gone, "Oh wow, 5,000 views," because
It's just the amount of people that clicked onto your stream, right?
exactly, and you compare it to 200 followers, right? That can be people refreshing the stream. That could be me refreshing the stream. That could be someone clicking on it once and never coming back. It basically means that 5,000 people have viewed my stream. Maybe only 2,000 have actually viewed it, and then 200 have followed.
Yeah.
So you got to count for like duplicate views and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So does that answer? I'm not sure if that answers the question.
No, it's just yeah, followers are similar to subscribers on YouTube, right?
Yeah, that's exactly they're exactly the same. You receive notifications whenever they do new content.
Because the way I understand it, on YouTube, the amount of subscribers you have doesn't mean you're going to get the same amount of views. Well, depending on the videos, people from outside of your channel could click in and watch your videos, right? And so the views are different usually different from the amount of subscribers you have. So but then again, the amount of subscribers you have gives you this status. Is that the same with Twitch?
Yes. So followers are literally the same thing. So I'm just like reaching down. Followers on Twitch are subscribers on YouTube. So they follow the exact same purpose. It's just, I think the reason they use subscribe is because typically when you have when you subscribe to something online or in real life, a subscription based something that is subscription based is usually a paid subscription.
Yeah.
And so for Twitch, it makes more sense for them to go, all right, you support this channel by doing a paid subscription. We'll call them subscribers. And they'll get access to emotes and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. I think that was the question I wanted to ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the amount of followers that you have, does that reflect in any way to well, is there a sponsorship on Twitch? I think there are, right?
There's not a button like there is on YouTube now.
Oh,
if you are you
not
aware
like
of
that,
this?
but like an actual sponsor that is selling products and stuff, and like they pay you this much money.
Yeah, companies can sponsor Twitch channels, and then basically what they'll do is let me think of a channel. One channel I know has a watch sponsor, and basically for what he does in his stream is sometimes he'll wear a watch and he'll do a goofy segment and be like, I wonder what the time is. I can check on my new watch. Like he'll make a funny scene out of it. He won't just be like, oh, and this is today's sponsor.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like in videos where on YouTube where they go, this video has been sponsored by so and so, and then they do like a 2-minute segment on it. Instead, mostly channels, panels underneath the stream.
Yeah. I've noticed on Ninja's channel that there are a lot of stuff.
He's got real estate.
Yeah,
he's got a real estate one, and I'm like, how did that happen? But yeah, basically, I'll go back to the watch one just because I think it's a bit easy because I don't know how the real estate would work. But the watch one, basically, he has an image there, and then underneath there'll be like a link to it, and it says use this link when purchasing a watch, or use this code and you'll get 10% off or something. So for the company, they pay this guy to have their product on his channel, which gets views, which gets interest, which sends them over to buy the product.
Yeah.
So there is product sponsoring for channels.
But what? That's what I was wondering with the sponsors that sponsors channels on Twitch. I was just not sure what they base their statistics on and who they choose. What helps
Mm,
them choose the channel? Yeah, that's what I was confused about.
right, yeah. Um,
Is
well,
it the
gaming
follow
channels are
count?
probably the easiest one.
Yeah.
You mean how do they decide which? How do they approach? How do they decide which channels to approach?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Mm.
I've never sort of talked to someone that has a sponsorship before. The like most common ones are basically Corsair, for example, will sponsor streams and basically say, "Can you use our gear? We'll send you a keyboard, headset, mouse, whatever,
Yeah.
and use it in your stream and explain." Sometimes they'll be pretty loose and they'll be like, "Yeah, just use our gear and we'd like you to we'd like you to use our gear."
Yeah.
And then you sort of go out of your way to be a good recipient of that, and you'll say, "I have this brand new keyboard," and like if it was me, I wouldn't hype it up. But if it was a really nice keyboard, I'd be like, "This keyboard is now my life."
Yeah.
But I think the way they do it is they'll probably have people that watch because people have business emails on Twitch when they need them.
Yeah.
And I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah. That's right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, just like blanked out for a sec. I just looked at something and was like, "What am I doing?" Um,
Yeah.
oh
But
man, I forgot what I was.
yeah, I do get it.
Yeah,
I do
okay,
get
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. So I suppose the way they'd go about it is maybe they have business people that look into types of content. They'll see if it's on YouTube as well, that sort of thing. They'll cross-reference different platforms and popularity. So it could be that it could be a Twitter sponsor, right?
Mm.
So this channel may not be big on YouTube or Twitch, well, or whatever, but they might have a massive Twitter following, and there'll be people that get sponsored on Twitter, and they'll say the company will approach them and say, "Can you tweet once a week how this product is going for you for the next 3 months,"
Yeah.
for example. But I suppose they do it on active viewing, not necessarily the number. I'm
Active
not
viewing.
sure. So like some channels will have 250,000 followers, but get 700 views
Yeah.
sometimes, depending on, you know,
Yeah.
it's peak time as well. New games, new products, or whatever like that. Yeah, I don't know what it is that draws them.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah. I just
I
wanted
like
to
to think
ask.
some.
Mm.
I like to think that Australian products or Australian companies may try and sponsor Australian streams, but
Yeah.
then the flip side of that would be that foreign companies would try and get sponsorships within Australian streams for Australian viewers to then
Mm.
be it basically their product enters the company via the internet. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I suppose.
Yeah. All right, man. Wow. We've been speaking for over an hour. That's amazing. It flew by.
Woo.
I'm really glad we had this
Absolutely.
talk. Yeah. Yeah, I was also glad that I was able to pick your brain a little with this whole Twitch knowledge that I don't have yet.
Yeah, no, of course, anytime.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It
That's
was a
that's why we're all here to help each other out.
yeah. It's so refreshing though, because with these podcasts that I've been doing on YouTube, it's usually within our circle as well, people who I interview. Yeah, so you're probably the first person to kind of break that tradition. Not really. It's more of a yeah. You're a new breath of fresh air.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm really glad, yeah, we did this. And yeah, so Saturday, 8 p.m. is when the stream starts. But the first hour, I don't have the guest on. So it might start around 9. Would that be suitable for your time?
Let me double check when work is.
Yeah. Well, if you can't do 9, I can do 10.
Yeah, just let me double check. Yeah.
It's between around
Today's
9 to 11 is the guesting time. Yeah.
I can't see where my name is written on the schedule. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do. I don't have nothing on Sunday, so I can do anytime Saturday night
Nice.
that suits you.
Right.
Yeah.
And here we go. Right. There was this other important question that I wanted to ask for my own personal benefit. What kind of games do you
Yeah.
like?
Let's. Okay, so I'm a massive fan of zombie games.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment I play. So if I had to like say, like, if you could only play a few games for the rest of your life, so PUBG,
Yeah.
Overwatch.
Right.
I've been really stuck in a Dying Light at the moment, but that's like when I say zombie games, I mean I've looked at games Left 4 Dead, Dying Light, the Black Ops zombie series,
Oh, that was beautiful.
Zombie Army trilogy.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of zombie games, but then the other games that I've been trying out. I'm just trying to think. So, yeah, I haven't played PUBG in ages.
I haven't played PUBG at
Yeah,
all.
PUBG. Yeah, it's pretty. They literally released an update today, and the update was just called "Fix PUBG." It's just a 9 gig update fixing everything apparently.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I'd say zombie games and PUBG and Overwatch, and I dabble in Warframe as well. It's like on and off periods.
Right.
Um, I'm now really into Doom as well.
Okay.
What else? I'm just looking at my games list. Oh, I don't play it often, but Dead Space. That was a good series.
Yeah. That's a lot of
Uh,
FPS.
yeah. I have never really been into what are some like Dota or
Yeah.
League of Legends. I've
Me
never really been
neither.
into those sort of game.
Yeah. I had a phase
Um,
for Dota, but that's about it.
oh yeah.
Mm.
I feel like I could totally get into it if I like put
Mm.
my heart into it, but like I just doesn't really interest me.
Yeah.
Um, what else? I think that probably sums it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite enjoy the first person experience. I don't mind a good tower defense game. That's always fun.
Yeah. I like a lot of
Yeah, I think that's about it.
well, any co-op usually. Yeah, whether it be
Oh, okay, yeah.
like the game like Forest or Stardew Valley
hmm
was, like hitting big on Twitch before.
Yeah, I never really picked up on that.
Yeah.
I saw it and I knew what it was, but I was just like, not really my kind of game.
Yeah,
But
it's a
it
farming
probably would
simulator.
be.
It's very
It's
different
probably
from
got.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different from Overwatch. I must say.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to know
Yeah.
for future reference.
Yeah, of course.
In case there was a game
Too
that I
easy.
could join in if you're playing on stream.
Of
If you're accepting
course.
like other players, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm still a little bit like unsure. Whenever someone else wants to come in and play, I'm always like, this adds a new element that I have to moderate.
Yeah.
Ah.
And also, like, you aren't sure if the connection can take it. Like I've had
Oh
that
man. Sometimes I'll get hosted, and like I've had 20 odd people come in, and my internet just goes no, and I'm like, no.
Yep.
How can I survive if my internet can't handle more than like 30 views?
Yeah, it's a struggle.
Oh man.
Right.
It's a struggle.
Actually, there was a stream where you were what's that? I forgot the title of it. Maybe I can find it, but
Huh.
it's
My
this.
titles are very interesting.
Yeah, one of the title was like, "Help me get a better connection" or something.
Oh yeah. It's.
How did that go? Did you
Was
get
it like
much?
help fund? Oh, go fund me some better internet.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a joke or
Um.
were you serious about that?
It's. I'm always joking but serious. It was not a GoFundMe stream for my internet.
Yeah.
It was a
Nothing could be done, but yeah, still makes you feel
yeah.
good.
Yeah. I gotta up my what's my caption because you can't do thumbnails. You gotta do titles. You
Yeah.
gotta have creative titles. You know.
Yeah, that's very different.
So
Yeah, compared to YouTube.
yeah.
Right. Okay, I think that's about does it. Yeah.
Yeah. Too.
Thank you so much for coming on. All right.
No worries at all.
So
And
hopefully I'll see you on
I'll
Saturday, yeah?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Will that be a Will that be a Discord video call?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
too easy.
yeah, I was just gonna ask, are you gonna be streaming later?
Not tonight.
Not
I don't
tonight.
think. No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So,
if you are curious, the schedule I have at the moment is like this is my loose schedule. This is basically times I can stream. So
but no promises. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Thursdays and Fridays I can only do evening streams. This is
Yeah.
all Australian time, obviously.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays when I do midday and evening streams. If I don't do a midday stream, I'll only do an evening. If I don't do a midday stream, if I don't do an evening stream,
Mm-hmm.
I'll only do a midday stream.
All right.
And Wednesdays I can sometimes do midday, but usually evening. So
So that's
so
the
yeah,
schedule
for the next
now.
2 days, yeah, that's and then I just decide sort of if I'm feeling it or not.
Right. 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 All right. So the
Yeah.
YouTube audience is gonna hear exactly that. That's it. All right. Thank you so much, NJ.
Awesome.
It was
Thank you for having
very
me.
nice talking to you.
You too, man.
Okay. So catch you soon.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And that was NJ, everybody. What a nice fellow. He's very easy to talk to, and I was kind of worried. I don't know if you guys could tell, I was very nervous because it's my first time talking to somebody who is from Twitch, who doesn't know who I am on You Now, who doesn't know what kind of a mess I am on You Now. Yeah, so let's not waste too much of your time now. I'll conclude this eavesdrop here. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, actually, since it's eavesdrop, I should be pretending that you're not listening, right? Pretend I'm talking to myself right now. I'm not talking to you right now. I'm talking to myself, and I'm gonna tell myself that I'm gonna go to sleep now. No, I'm not. I need to edit other video. Fuck.